and it feels so good.
In Gympie and heading to Rainbow Beach, heading over to Fraser. Bit of island hopping on this trip after 5 days at Morton. If you haven't seen that video series, make sure you check that out. Now Fraser for a few days. I hope everything works well, because I'm afraid to even say it, I fell off a bench yesterday. Not directly, I was offloading the footage late at night. Had sitting on a long bench, having my box behind me, swinging over, want to get up, step on that box, lid slides, I fall over, 3 cameras actually in my hand, held that cameras up, and I think I cracked a rib, or at least bruised it fairly nicely. And I also have a sore tooth, so I booked my dentist appointment, but hopefully I make it now for the next 4 or 5 days on Fraser. And I deal with the dentist when back in Sydney. Yeah, after the beautiful trip on Morton, I'm really looking forward to Fraser now. It was time for in-skip point. Unfortunately, my DJI drone object tracking failed, so it didn't film me, but trust me, I didn't get bogged at in-skip point, and nor did Kerry, and we're making our way now towards the ferry, as there are only 2 cars really. Hello, mate.
How you going, mate?
Good, mate.
Fill that out, too easy, buddy. It's 140, 141, mate. Dollar surcharge.
Yep.
There you go. There you go, buddy. I'll just Fraser. Full high tide now, so we have to take the inland track and yeah, make our way towards the eastern beaches for tonight. And yeah, we shall see. I just spoke to Scottie from Southern Sky Imaging, and he mentioned that the beaches are very chopped up, very hard to read, so we shall see. And yeah, now we're heading inland, which I already feel here. The vibration is very good for my rib. Not so, but all part of the fun. As you can see, I can feel the road here. At least it makes me feel like in the desert, because I think you can hear the corrugation, or actually to and from the desert, and well, nowadays also in the desert at some tracks. Southern part of the Hay River, for example. Yeah, it is a bit rough.
bypass track is pretty shitty, so we decided to do the beach. I don't know what they're doing here. Certainly parking where they shouldn't park on the foreshore. Bonnet open. Yeah, last night on Morton Island, today on Fraser. Again, cooking. Got to charge that tomorrow. The all power unit. And today, fresh broccoli, chicken, and a little bit of rice left over, I think. I think that's very yummy here. I haven't seen too many nuts. And Carrie is fridging up. Old fridge. New fridge. I don't know much about it. Haven't heard anything negative. So that's cold shit. 11.5?
Nice.
Yeah, what? Your battery? That's low?
Yeah,
That's empty.
I think this one was good. I reckon this one's good.
Oh, but you're driving the whole time. Gotta have another issue. I still think there's something with your batteries.
Yeah, there's something wrong there. It should be jumping.
That's
Right
good.
on.
I got it. 11.6. It hasn't changed much. Very good. Last night Morton Island, tonight Fraser Island. Really can't complain. Few mozzies around here in winter, I have to say, and see them all circling. Gonna put some mozzie spray on. Yeah, reasonably long day, and didn't make it up as high. We initially thought we would camp at Elie Creek, but yeah, would have then set up in the dark and cooked in the dark, so we just stopped by here. Tomorrow morning we're heading on. I wanted to quickly discuss the name of this amazing island. Having lived in Australia for over 25 years and been on the island 10 plus times, I've mainly referred to it as Fraser Island, and that's what feels most natural to me most of the time. Fraser recently changed its name to Gari, and that is perfectly fine with me. Everyone should be able to call it whatever they prefer or are used to. Whether it's Fraser Island or Gari, at the end of the day, it's not about politics or correctness, but simply a matter of personal preference. Maybe Gari will become more familiar to me down the line, and I'll also switch to it. For now, Fraser Island, it's where my heart lies. Still love that old lantern, available in my Amazon store. Yeah, still using that, and I really love that light. You have this yellow light, which I use most of the time, and it lasts ages. And then you also, you can adjust it. Then you have also bright white. Just is super solid. It's not the lightest, so it's fairly heavy, but a big battery in just good quality, all metal. So yeah, that is a very good product. You can use it as a battery bank as well for your phone, if you choose so. I've never done that, but yeah, USB-C charging, USB-A if you want to charge something from that battery, and it is a big battery. I used the O lantern every night on this trip, and I did not need to recharge it. If you'd like to purchase one of the lanterns, please use my referral link in the video description and help me out. Yeah, good morning guys. Fraser Island, first morning. Very good night's sleep, went early to bed. Kerry sorted out some of his battery issues, everything. He bypassed now the second battery, so everything is running off the second battery, not the first auxiliary. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, good night's sleep. In comparison to Morton, we are on the east coast here, and it is very dewy. Everything is wet. Let me show you here. On Morton we pretty much had zero dew, so that is interesting to see. Still using my old lantern here. And let me show you the beach where we camped. Good morning.
Morning.
How's the battery holding up?
It's down.
Yeah, but as long as it's still running.
Yeah, it's still running.
Oh, good. Yeah, after a full day of charge now.
I'm going to freeze one of them later on, but I didn't want to do that overnight.
Yeah, well, good. Yeah, I'm on my time-restricted eating, so I don't have brekkie. But if I see Carrie cooking up a storm, jeez.
Need to level
Look at these. Fresh food, muesli, it's a full banquet here. Banquet. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. As I mentioned before, these blankets, 2 of them now, always live in my car. They are so handy for additional warmth, for the dew collection. Just, yeah, brilliant. I can't believe that I lived so many years without it. I also have the Mountain Design down blanket, which is super warm. So that I keep in the car for desert trips. I actually put that in my sleeping bag on the very cold nights. But because it's down, it defeats a little bit the purpose of absorbing the moist from the condensation, because the down gets wet, takes longer to dry. The Neki is plastic, so that dries very quickly. And yeah, that's why for a stretcher for dew condensation, I would take one of these synthetic blankets. If you really want warmth, then carry one of the down blankets. And again, they're packed so small, I reckon you can always have one in the car. Nothing worse than freezing, that's for sure. But fortunately on Fraser, no chance of freezing. Running the inverter now, the red arc inverter. Charging that battery here now. It's the old power, which I'm induction cooking with for the past 6-7 days. So far, pretty good. I mean, it just works, so I haven't had any issues. And Red Arc Alpha battery is providing the juice now. Here we are. And yeah, I'm discharging now with 34 amps, which goes into the old power battery. And then as soon as I'm driving, I'm charging with 70 amps. So far, the fan here has worked. I haven't seen any throttling, because otherwise that's a 50 amp charger, 25 amp charger, and usually the 50 amp charger only provides 50 amp for 10 minutes, then it throttles down. But RedTech here provided me this charger, and so far, yeah, that works brilliantly. All that fresh water coming out here, it's just nuts. It's a bypass. This is why you need to be cautious when driving at high speed on the beach. River inlets can have significant washouts that require careful navigation. Higher up the beach, washouts are bigger, but there's less salt content in the sand and water. Salt water rusts the car, so I try to avoid it as much as possible. Our next quick stop was Elie Creek, where Carrie wanted to fetch some water. It was early in the morning, so we didn't feel like swimming. Early mornings are actually the best time for Elie Creek, because you can enjoy it without the big crowds. Only one other car was set up. It's always interesting to see how the Elie Creek exit changes from year to year, but I didn't notice too much difference from last year. Let me show you a quick snippet from last year to give you an idea how busy Elie Creek can get and if the river outlet has changed. Comparing it to last year, you can see that Elie Creek has changed direction and moved further inland before reaching the sea. It's now much closer to the tree line, with little sand remaining towards the west compared to last year. We have low tide now, which is perfect. Elie Creek should not be crossed at high tide if you can avoid it. Yeah, still using memory maps for all here, and I've got a very good Fraser map for these, which I really like. It's an old map, and mind you, I've got a few. That's my regional Fraser map 2009. Then obviously you have the HEMA Fraser apps, which are also great. Not so much for Morton though. Morton wasn't much. There aren't many places in the world where the beach at low tide becomes an airfield. Here, signage marks designating landing areas, making it a truly unique experience. Yeah, we're on Worali Road, heading towards the western beaches. I think we're gonna have a quick stop at Lake Alum and see whether we see the turtles. I have to say, it is not ideal here for my rib. Oh. All that movement is aggravating. It's quite a variety of different forests here on Fraser. You know, just before we had open forest and blue gum and scribbly gum and banksias, and now here you really have rainforest. I don't think I've ever actually walked to the lookout. And half a kilometer walk, that seems to be the looking platform. Yeah, well worth the walk, I reckon. Let me show you some aerial footage of the Knifeblade Sandblow, Fraser Island's largest sand dune formation. Stretching approximately 2.8 kilometers long and 1.3 kilometers wide, this massive sand dune is created by wind blowing sand inland, engulfing vegetation in its path. Located just north of the Mahino shipwreck, it's a stunning stop on the Northern Forest Scenic Drive. I definitely recommend doing that walk. Please do not feed the animals here. Yeah guys, behind me is Lake Alum, one of the perched lakes here on Fraser Island. Means it sits on top of the water table. It doesn't have a connection to the underground water, and one of the special things here is it has tons of turtles. So let's have a look whether we can find some of the turtles here at Lake Alum. See the little heads sticking out. There. Just have a look how the bark goes on that tree. It all spirals around. Usually it goes straight up, but that one here, like someone twisted that whole tree. A bit hard to see with the sun here. But have a look here. Here we have some of the ancient trees on Fraser Island. It's marvelous that these giants have survived the logging era. Imagine how many majestic trees must have stood here before logging began. Look at the two to the left and the one in the rear. And now look at this bark here and how straight that tree is. There is no branch until the very top. It was a beautiful drive across the island towards the west coast, with green bushes covered in yellow flowers in full bloom. Do you know the name of this bush? Let me know in the comment section. The road is blocked. I have to reverse all the way back. Something like a trailer jumped off or something. Camper trailers. No, Worali Beach. Unfortunately, that is the perfect camp spot. These guys are there. Oh, we arrived at Worali Creek and last party just left. And this is why I love that space. It's a bit windy, but let me show you here. Beautiful freshwater swimming. Just a stunning spot here. So I think we're gonna stay here at least for a night, if not two. Scottie is supposedly arriving here and coming later on today, so should be good. Right there, Scottie.
Hey.
How are you, mate?
See, buddy? Can't shake your hand, it's broken.
Oh fuck, I have a broken rib, I can't hug you.
How's things?
Yeah, good, yourself?
Yeah, good.
Jeez, you made it quick.
I did. Always quick.
Already had drama.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, not with us. On the way in, they must have come from Kongul.
Yeah.
Big Isuzu.
Oh, I just passed there.
With the trailers.
Yeah, it's a convoy of about 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the trailers jumped off the hitch. That frickin' hitch where the sand goes in.
Yeah.
On top. It was interesting to see the issues these guys had before. While I haven't got a camper trailer anymore, simply because it didn't get enough use to justify it, I have been with the trailer on Fraser on a few occasions. And this was a good example of why I went with the HitchEzy over the DO35. The inherent design of the HitchEzy prevents any sand ingress from the top, and I think that's what caused the issue for these guys who got stuck and had the hitch come off the ball. It is also super easy to hitch or unhitch in any situation and angle, and that was a big issue I had with the Mac hitch and why I ultimately changed to the HitchEzy. In my opinion, especially when you do a lot of sand driving, the HitchEzy is a better option as it's completely sealed and it's very hard for sand to get inside and block the mechanism. I never had it happen in all my use. But now it was time to get my camp set up and to dry my fly. I still can't believe that these Thermarest Neo Air mattress I purchased over 10 years ago is still going strong after many hundred nights of sleep on it. Up to date, I still have not found a more comfortable mattress, but unfortunately it is no longer made. So I'm dreading the day when this mattress gives up and will need replacement. Please let me know in the comment section what your preferred mattress is with an R rating of minimum R6. Scottie's workstation.
What do you think? You haven't seen this setup before, have you?
Yeah, I've seen it on your
picture.
picture. That's
Yeah.
neat. I like it, man.
Good. That's
Standing table.
good. Yeah, for ages I just wanted, because this is my sort of hub of power management, the 12 volt and 240. Yeah, I used to have a table and it just wasn't good, and I just wanted this quick, easy setup. So now I've built this. This is just like 7mm ply, and I coated it, sprayed it with that sticky glue stuff, put some carpet on it, and it just, so now, yeah, just unclip those. These stay on it, the chains, but they can come off, and I just put it in here with my table.
You're in and out. Oh, okay, neat.
Yeah, which is a
neat,
great
neat.
idea for, and they're velcroed on. So when it's windy, or if you're in the Simo or somewhere like this, where if you drop a micro SD card on this,
Never going to find that again.
it's sayonara. So
Nice. Worali Creek is an absolute gem of a camping spot, especially when the weather cooperates and the midges decide to take a break. Despite a persistent westerly wind that stuck around for the rest of the trip, we couldn't resist the allure of Worali Creek. Splashing around amidst the eels and freshwater shrimps was a good way to relax and recharge. Scottie offered to take a few drone shots of me driving my car. As a solo content creator, that's something I can never get, so I gladly accepted. I just went for a little evening drive and very interesting. The dingoes, never seen that. The dingoes go into the banksia trees and get the big banksia flowers, rip them off the tree and lick the pollen off it. Never seen that before. Quite interesting. He did that with 3 or 4 of that big bottle brushes, you know? Very interesting. After a pretty eventful day, it was time for a good dinner. I was glad to be using induction cooking because a strong westerly wind hadn't eased after sunset. Cooking on gas, even sheltered behind my car, would have been a challenge. But no such problems with induction cooking. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please keep in mind this is a self-funded channel, so I would greatly appreciate if you could help me out by sharing, liking and subscribing. And if you can, please consider head over to Patreon or buy me a coffee, and with the equivalent of a cup of coffee or 2 per month, you can really help me making these videos. Thanks a lot for watching and see you along the tracks.